everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button down below. Also, if you check the link, I have my Patreon account. You can become a member. All you gotta do is click the link, and you can recommend movies and music for me to watch. So while I got that out of the way, today is a review of episode 6 of Cobra Kai. Yeah. Anyway, this episode is titled King Cobra, I believe. So let's get into it. Slowly but surely, we are starting to see more and more of a backstory of who Kreese is, right? I love the whole idea that they're making him a human thing, giving a backstory to him. I'm completely digging it, and you can tell that he wasn't always this freaking terrible person that he turned out to be, right? Also, we also kind of get an idea of why he has that ruthless philosophy that Cobra Kai has adopted, right? And we learned who he's learned it from. Also, the new recruits. The episode shows us some new blood. We get some new recruits, and they show possibly what Cobra Kai, I guess, is going to turn into. I'm digging the fresh blood. I mean, because truthfully and honestly, Cobra Kai outside of Hawk and Tori don't really have many people that are like notable. Like, they have the goons, like the people that are part of the group, but just don't get that kind of flash. But outside of Tori, Hawk, and just those two, like I don't really see Cobra Kai having like any alpha dogs in a way. I feel like their top 4 fighters should be alpha dogs, and you should know who they are by name. It's pretty sad that I'm like, I know who Hawk is, I know who Tori is, and there's that one guy, the big dude, that one big ass dude. That's all I know, right? So it's cool to see some new blood in there. I think it's cool. Maybe we can this could build and then turn into something else. We also. Well, okay. I'm looking at my notes. So, also, even though the new recruits are fresh blood, they aren't technically fresh. There are 2 members that are joining the squad that we have seen in seasons 1. We were introduced to who they were, and we know who they are. So I think it's pretty interesting throwing that dynamic into Cobra Kai, because it kind of says what I was saying earlier when I said that I think Hawk's going to learn that this philosophy doesn't really go with him, because they're basically recruiting all the people that Hawk hated, and it was like, those were the people that tormented Hawk and bullied Hawk, and then Hawk became the person that he always said that he never wanted to be. So, I think that somewhere around the corner, Hawk is going to make a grand turnaround of things. Also, Miguel and Johnny continue the rehab. Miguel is actually he's coming along a lot quicker than I thought. I really thought that this whole season was going to have Miguel on the back burner, and I thought his rehab was going to take forever. But surprisingly enough, he's moving along very, very quickly. I didn't really expect that. I really thought that we were going to get that sort of as a climax of the season. He was going to kind of reach his he was going to barely start reaching the point where he could start training again. I didn't think that it was going to progress this quickly in the season. We are also reintroduced to Armand, who from season 1. But surprisingly, fun fact, Armand used to be the owner of a restaurant that my wife used to work at. And she said that all the coworkers were freaking afraid of this guy. And it's kind of funny because you see this little penguin-y, short, chubby dude waddling around on camera, and you're like, oh, there was people afraid of him, So he was the owner of a very prominent business in Hollywood, California. So this is kind of like a spoiler section. So for some reason, if you haven't seen the episode, you might want to just tune out kind of right now. Go ahead, leave now. So one thing I wished after I saw this episode is I wish we would have got to see Kreese beat up Armand's henchman. Like, I really wanted to, after he said, I just cleaned off the blood off of these mats. Like, I really was like, you know what, man, go ahead, go in, Kreese. Let's see what you about. So I was kind of, the winds got taken out of my sails when I found out that, we weren't going to see Kreese beat the shit out of somebody, right? Also, I think that the note that the captain gave Kreese in that flashback, I think it's about that girl that he was dating. I think she's dead. I think something tragic happened to her, and I think she's dead. Uh, because he was like, oh, he doesn't want to tell him because it might affect the mission. So I think she's dead. Also, like I said earlier, I think Daniel's gonna have to teach his students about the pressure points, the things that he learned from Chosen. He's gonna have to teach them that, or else they're just gonna get punked and bullied and beat up all the time. So, like he's gonna have to figure that out. The season, in my opinion, is going to route like it has to end in some sort of tournament or some sort of fight for them to settle the score because there's a lot of beef going on, and the climax of the season has to be some sort of fight in order, I guess, to de-escalate the situation because it's going up really it's reaching a boiling point really fast. Also, Hawk beating the hell out of that chubby kid, man, that was ruthless. But it goes, like I said, it goes to show you that I feel like Hawk, when you're watching the show, I feel like Hawk has more training, or either he has a hell of a stunt double. But Hawk's timing and everything that he does with the fighting and everything, even some of the stunts that he does, it's on time. Its timing is cool. Like when you see his homeboy fight, like you can tell, like he's just like, Hawk really seems like he's an athletic kid. So his fighting scenes look a lot more believable. Now I gotta say this: Amanda knew damn well that nuclear approach was not going to work. That it's not even a plot thing where you're watching it and you know that it's not going to work because of plot. It's because it's unbelievable. Like, first of all, you win. You tried to get my man arrested. It didn't work. I was like, okay, like, whatever. Like, nobody's probably tried that before. And then you turn around and then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to get this dude to evict him. I knew it was going to be something where Kreese had some sort of way to get out of this. And I knew that the person that Kreese is, he's probably going to use some sort of physical intimidation strategy in order to get it over on him. Like, we already knew that wasn't going to work. So she should just let Daniel do his thing, I really feel like the way that this season is like going, I feel like it's going to end in some sort of bloodshed. Like, that's just me. I'm just keeping it a buck here right now. I think that the season is going to end with some bloodshed, and I guess we're going to have to see then. But this is episode. This is that episode 6 review. Tune in tomorrow for my episode 7 review. It is Dave from the 80s, and I am signing out. See you guys next time. Adios, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the way out. I'll reach 200 subscribers. Yes. Adios.